There's all kinds of bullies. You can have a bully who's a boss. You can have a bully who's a pastor. You can have a bully who's a coach. You can have a bully who's supposed to be a friend. You can have a bully who's a parent. I've even seen kids who are bullies. Sometimes bullying one another, sometimes bullying their own parents. Bullies come in all sizes, shapes, and forms. Some bullies are mean and cruel and rude. Some are really sweet and nice. Jesus here is dealing with a particular kind of bully. There's lots of kinds of bullies. He's dealing with religious bullies. They've been pushing people around. And now they want to show up and they want to push Jesus around. They want to tell him what to do. Jesus says that these religious bullies are hypocrites. Hypocrites. What's a hypocrite? According to the definition of the word in the original Greek text, they're wearing a mask or they're like an actor playing a role. So if you look at religious people, you say, well, they must love God. Look, they dress a certain way, they act a certain way, they speak a certain way, they're against all the sinful things, and they seem very sincere and very committed and very devout. And Jesus says, I know their heart. And I can tell you, they don't love me. They love control, they love piety, they love morality, they love religion, but they don't love me. Now, the hypocrite is the one who says, you have a lot of sin, I don't have it. You struggle with it, I don't. I'll judge you. You can't judge me. And then you follow them around and you realize, hey, they're ripping people off and committing sexual sin. And all the stuff they're telling everybody else not to do, and all the stuff that they deny doing, that's the very thing they're doing. These guys are bullies, pushing people around, and hypocrites, judging people for things that they're guilty of. Here's how it works. Bullies use tactics. It's important for us to understand how they work. And I'm going to give you some of their tactics and tricks and how they're going to use all of these in this event with Jesus. And this is how bullies work in our life as well. And if you're a bully, you're probably familiar with some of these also. Threatening with punishment. If you do that, you will pay. If you don't do what I tell you to do, you will suffer. You're going to pay. You're going to hurt. It's going to cost you. Threat of punishment or withholding of reward. Sometimes they seek to embarrass or humiliate. That's exactly what they're doing to Jesus. No, they're going to publicly shame him, humiliate him. They're going to pick a fight in front of this large crowd of thousands. Also, they work through intimidation. Sometimes this is sheer force of personality. A little overwhelming. It can also be commanding and demanding. I order you. I'm telling you. You need to. Bossing, bullying, shoving you around. Some people are just pushy. And they're rude. And they won't take no for an answer. They just keep pushing. They just keep demanding. And they wear you down. That's a bully. Sometimes bullies are just rude. The things they ask for, demand, how they always want to be a priority and get cuts in the line of your life is fascinating. Also, some bullies are the self-appointed rule maker. In your life or in your family or in your community, they just choose to be the rule maker. So they're going to make the rules, tell everybody the rules, enforce the rules, and if you break the rules, they're going to tell everybody else that you broke the rules to shame you, to get you back in line. Now, all of these things are going to do with Jesus. But it happens even when you're an adult, doesn't it? Certain people, you know, they make rules that aren't in the Bible, and they tell you to obey them, and if you don't, then their wrath comes down. And they'll shame you and tell everyone else, and no one else wants to endure their wrath, so they agree with them, and all of a sudden you're backing up and you're feeling pushed around. They're going to use all of these tactics and tricks with Jesus, the bullies will. And what bullies really use, and what the Pharisees have used to bully the multitudes, is something called fear of man. They want you to be scared of them. Proverbs 29:25 says that the fear of man is a trap or a snare. They want you to be afraid of them. Jesus is going to use the word fear 5 times. Jesus is going to use the word fear 5 times in this section. So one of the big mega themes is fear. He's going to use the word anxious once. So anxiety is often caused by fear. You have fear of man issues. The result is anxiety. You're stressed, you can't sleep, you got a nervous eye twitch, you know, you don't want to see them, you try to avoid them, you can't sleep at night, your blood pressure's up, you're stressed out, you're freaked out, you're anxious. So Jesus is going to talk about fear and how it leads to anxiety and how to overcome the problem of anxiety through dealing with the source of the fear.